What's up, guys? ArtistVersion1 and welcome back to another edition of Three-Way Dance Goes to the Movies, where the three-way dance tackles their classic cinema and today's cinema, whatever kind of cinema there is. And joining me, as always, is Shelby, a.k.a. Shubs.
Artists, come out and play. Ow, that fucking hurts my fingers.
Yeah, that's what you get. And joining me, as always, is he's the owner of a lonely heart, Nick.
Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
Yes.
What's up, everybody?
So when we got off last week, we figured, we'd go back to the movies, and it was get off, giggity. But side note, here, let me tell you guys this story. Then I'll tell you guys what we got in store tonight. So as you guys know, I'm a key holder at my day job now. So I actually had to go pick up a key from one of the assistant managers, and she was sick. So I texted her. I was like, "Hey, I'm in the area. Can I come pick up a key? Is that okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's fine." She was like, "You want me to come out to your car, or do you want to come to the door? How do you want to do this?" I'm like, "How do you want to do this?" And then I just put giggity. She was like, "I knew that was coming."
Jesus.
So it was Shelby's turn to pick the movie. And last time he picked The Hateful Eight, which I was actually really surprised that I ended up liking. So this time he picked The Warrior, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt. So we're going to be reviewing The Warrior tonight. Plus, we're going to be playing a very special edition of It Came From eBay Movie Edition here. So figure we do that here. So I think you've stated before, many times before, that The Warriors is actually one of your favorite movies.
Second favorite movie of all time.
Behind Bandit?
Behind Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit, yeah.
See, and I'm really we almost did Smokey and the Bandit, and you know what? I'll be honest. I'm glad we didn't do Smokey and the Bandit because that's one movie I really just have no interest in whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah, I just have.
You don't even find? Have you seen it?
No.
No, because it is actually just like a good comedy, I think. But
is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a mix of like cars and chase scenes and just comedy, and one of the best characters I think in all of cinema ever, being Sheriff Buford T. Justice.
I don't know. Just hearing about him, I just never. Sometimes I'll like Green Mile is a perfect example. Like that was a movie I was just like, I have no interest in this, and then I got stuck watching it one day.
I could see why you wouldn't want to watch Green Mile.
Yeah, but then I ended up loving it. You know, so I don't know. It's just one of those things. But like I'm curious, because we like to have a little discussion here on the movie one here. But when when you're not watching Warriors or Hateful Eight or fucking Smokey and the Bandit, what other shit are you watching?
It really depends. I mean, most of the time, if I'm just by myself, I'm usually watching baseball or playing video games these days.
Okay, movie-wise,
so like movies, I generally only watch movies with like either my sister, who doesn't really like to watch movies, or my buddy Zach, and we'll usually watch. We'll usually watch like really fucked up and strange movies. Like I can't remember the other one I was trying to tell you we should watch, and then
Cannibal Holocaust.
Well, there's that, but there was the one I was telling you about last week that he and I.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, and like it was one of those ones where it's like, well, you'll fucking have to rent it, so we're not gonna watch it. But
so you had a week to figure it out, and you still couldn't figure out this movie?
What's that?
You had a week to figure out what movie you were talking about, and you still couldn't figure it out?
Oh, fuck, I forgot. I totally forgot. I still don't fucking remember what the movie's called. And he told me what it was called, but again, we had to rent it, so. But yeah, I usually just like strange. I like some comedies, a lot of action, thrillers sometimes. Usually, like, if I'm watching a movie with my buddy, it's usually B-horror type shit, like really shitty, stupid horror. But yeah, that's kind of like what I generally lean towards.
So I'm kind of curious about this. So, your sister, why doesn't she like watching movies?
She usually falls asleep during them. She's the type of person that doesn't like to sit and like watch something for like 2 hours straight. She'd rather watch a TV show. So like her and I'll sit and watch Unsolved Mysteries or like House or The Simpsons or something like that.
But Unsolved Mysteries, if you watch it with ads, it's an hour long. You just add an extra 20 minutes to that, and it's a fucking movie.
We don't get ads. Not on Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not for TV shows. I know some movies, I think they add them on to the beginning, but for TV shows, they don't. And it's like, it's easier, and like, I get it. It's easier to like get up and like, especially if you've seen something a million times, get up in the middle of it and go outside, have a smoke, fucking do dishes, make dinner, whatever the hell, right? So it's less time invested. But we have watched, she's a big fan of like Tom Hanks. So we watch, usually if there's a Tom Hanks movie on like one of the streaming sites, we'll watch that kind of thing.
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Oh God, I don't even know if I can. I'm terrible with movie names.
Holy fuck, man.
But I saw one, and he was like, I think it was the it started with an I, and he was like, it was like at the Berlin Wall. They were trying to do like a transfer of like a Russian USSR like person and an American, and the Interceptor, I think it was called, or something like that.
No, hang on.
Yeah, and then there was another one where he was like a refugee from like some other country.
The Terminal.
Yes, The Terminal. I fucking loved that one. That was really good too.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably like Catch Me If You Can.
I've seen Catch Me If You Can. It's been a very long time, but that was another good one as well. I like Leonardo DiCaprio too.
That's like the one movie directed by Spielberg that I like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So on the inverse, we have Nick, whose favorite movies include like Sister Act, Good Burger.
Complete opposite spectrum.
And what?
Back to the Future, Pulp Fiction.
All right, well, Back to the Future. Yeah, Pulp Fiction. That's a complete opposite of Good Burger. So what does Nick like to watch when he's not watching those?
I'm not watching those. Oh, fuck.
You make it sound like that's all you watch.
Well, no, I watch. Like, I
just post a lot of memes all day.
Wrestling doesn't count. I do post a lot of memes. I've lately been watching. What was the last movie I watched besides The Warriors? I watched the Weird Al movie. That wasn't good.
Oh no, wasn't good would be a fucking improvement for that movie. That movie, it's very rare. I don't think I've ever. It's far and in between that a movie really fucking insults me as a viewer. And I felt like that movie fucking just insulted me for an hour and a half.
Yeah, see, I didn't like it. See, I mean, I suppose I could understand how it's a parody of a bio, but I didn't go in expecting it to be shit. I thought, okay, Weird Al's music is good. Surely if he had a hand in making this, he's going to make it at least entertaining. And I was just like,
Like, I knew it was going to be a parody. So, like, the little stuff I got, like his mom and dad hating accordion music, even though in real life his mom and dad actually encouraged the accordion. But, like, spoiler alert for anybody who wants to see the Weird Al movie. But once you get to him and Madonna fighting the fucking cartel in Mexico, I'm like, are you what?
Yeah.
I was done.
That was
God. I've never. It's very rare that I feel insulted by a movie, but that was one that I felt insulted by.
I watched Palm Springs this past weekend with Andy Samberg and what's her name? Milady. What's her first name? She was the mother in How I Met Your Mother.
The mother.
Is it Christina or Christine or? I don't fucking know what her name is. Palm Springs is all right. Like, I mean, kind of an odd premise, but it's worth a watch.
I'm watching like a lot of weird horror movies lately. I watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies with Pete Davidson.
Oh, I've seen that one was out.
Yeah, that was interesting. And what was another one I watched? Watched this one on Paramount last night. Paramount in the States, called Death's Roulette. That was just, I can't even talk about it without spoiling it. So, but it was just weird. It was one of those movies that had like twists in it just for the sake of having a twist. You know? Yeah, it was one of those type of movies. So, but yeah, just for sake of the conversation, some of my favorite movies are like one of the most eclectic lists you'll ever fucking see, I think. And that includes shit like A League of Their Own, Dude, Where's My Car, Ready to Rumble, My Blueberry Nights, And I think like on my downtime, I'm usually just fucking whatever I can find. Like whatever the flavor of the month is, I should say.
Right.
Like right now, like I said recently, I've been going to the horror sections of like Amazon, Paramount, Netflix, and just seeing what's good. Because I just recently got done watching the series 13 Reasons Why.
Oh,
you know? Yeah,
how many
even though I
seasons
said
does that have now?
it had 4, but like I told myself, I was like, I'm only watching season 1 because fuck, there was only one book. I actually read the book. It's not very often that like fucking I'm like I read the actual material based on the damn stories. I was like, fuck it, I'm only watching the first season, you know? And here I was on, season 3, episode 8, you know? But then I was like, all right, I'm gonna change it up soon. So I usually just watch, whatever. All right. A little discussion there to get us started there. So now let's play a little game. Let's play It Came From eBay, Hollywood Style.
One more thing.
What's
Shelby, the movie you were looking for was Ithaca.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Ithaca.
Okay.
Anyway.
I knew it started with an I.
I want
Meg
to
Ryan
know this fucking weird movie he's talking about.
I'd have to look back at the fucking messages.
Yeah, look back at.
Yeah, just
because I'm just curious as to what the fuck it is. Yeah, I swear to God, if the words of Serbian film come out of your mouth, and I'm gonna fucking.
It's not Serbian film. That's one I will not watch.
God, don't.
Oh, it's called Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid.
Yeah.
Beau is Afraid. I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's a newer one.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think I've told this story before, but just for the sake of the podcast, like I heard about a Serbian film and how fucked up it is and all this shit. And I was just like, okay, sounds fucked up. I was dating somebody at the time, quote unquote baby mama, as it was. So she had this thing of like, oh, just stay on the phone with me, even though we wouldn't talk. And it would drive me up the fucking wall. So anyway, I would put on movies on YouTube in the background just to watch, So for some reason, I don't know why, YouTube of all places had a Serbian film uploaded in full. But here was the trick. It didn't have sound.
That's still kind of weird that was able to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if you can get that film in like North America.
I
know it's banned in a lot of countries.
Yeah, it's banned in a lot of countries, but I think you can get it here, but it's just expensive.
Mm.
So I was like, all right, I can
you
read the
also put on a fucking watch list.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I'll read the subtitles while I'm just sitting here listening to fucking silence. You know? So I'm watching this movie, reading the subtitles, and like, oh my God. You know, like I get to the end and I'm just like, what the fuck did I just watch, man?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a lot of messed up movies before, but like this was just, woo, watch at your own risk is what I'm going to say here.
Cannibal Holocaust is like the only one.
What fucking movie you're talking about?
You never heard of a Serbian film?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
You probably have.
Maybe I have.
Yeah. It's like very highly regarded as one of the most fucked up movies of all time.
Yeah.
But I think
Cannibal Holocaust I've been wanting to watch too.
Yeah, and it's probably the most fucked up movie I'd ever watch. I did watch another one that was, and I don't remember the name of it either, but it was about this guy that lived in the fucking Amazon with like tigers and shit. And the tigers in the movie were like actual untrained tigers, so people got fucking mauled. Like
Tiger
scenes.
King.
Is that what it's called?
No, I don't know.
No, I don't think so. It was filmed, I think, in the 70s or something.
Oh, are you talking about Roar?
That could be it.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what movie you're talking about, Roar.
I have to look that up quickly.
I'm fairly certain of it. Because there was a lot of controversy over that movie.
Yeah,
I just did a wiki search of a Serbian film, and I wish I hadn't have.
Yep.
Yeah, you're on a watch list now. Yeah, this is it, because one of the fucking actresses got mauled so bad. Was it Melanie Griffith?
Oh.
One of them got mauled so bad that like she had to get plastic surgery to like fix her face. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm pretty sure that was Melanie Griffith.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
That
If
was.
we ever get a chance to watch that one, we should. But I don't know if it's on.
Oh,
yeah.
I doubt it. I think that's hard
that's
to come
not
by.
my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be down to watch Cannibal Holocaust.
I'd watch it again, but that'd probably be the last time I ever watched it.
That's not going to work for me, brother.
That, or I would like y'all to watch because I think it's one of the best horror remakes. Out of all the remakes that came out of the remake craze and the remake, best one I've ever watched was the I believe the 2009. No, could have been 2009, 2011. I can't remember what year. I just watched it recently, but the I Spit on Your Grave remake. That is probably the best remake I've ever watched.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. All right. So let's get into the movie edition of It Came from eBay. This time, usually I give these guys 3 wrestling related items, but considering that this is 3-way goes to the movies, I looked up some movie props and everything. Movie props that you can buy so you can own in your home. And I figured we would do that. So, who's chewing candy or something? What the fuck?
Oh, no, sorry.
God damn it, Nick.
It's always me. I'm sorry. Hey, man, it's Canada, man.
All right, so your first 3 here are, this is from How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. This is a screen-used red envelope. Apparently, this was a red envelope that went in the mailbox somewhere. This is a screen-used red envelope. Or is it, 2 days ago, this movie actually celebrated its... wait a minute, what's today? 3 days ago, I'm sorry. 3 days ago, it celebrated its 20th anniversary of being released in theaters. Is it the Freddy versus Jason Freddy sweater swatch? It is a piece of the actual sweater that Freddy wore in the movie, placed on a card, kind of like you would get like a relic trading card, but it's Freddy's sweater. Or is it, I think Nick's going to like this one. He's going to go out and buy it. Or is it the Harold and Kumar screen used weed? It is a card. And it has like a little bit of the, remember the big giant weed bag in the movie?
Yeah.
It's a piece of weed from that giant weed bag, and it's on a little card with the, design of Harold and Kumar from the movie on it. So which one of these 3 are going for the highest price on eBay?
Oh, shit. It's gotta be either.
And just FYI, the scores from this will not reflect your 3-way dance wrestling score. So tonight you're just playing
because it's not the obvious. I'm gonna say the Grinch envelope.
I go with the Harold and Kumar screen used weed.
Point. Nick.
Yes.
It is actually the How the Grinch Stole Christmas screen used red envelope, going for the price of $75.
When you say screen used red envelope, is that the envelope that he gets the invitation in?
I believe so.
Okay, that makes sense.
I hate that fucking movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's not Jim Carrey's best.
And since we don't do the movies that often, just so y'all know, the Freddy vs. Jason sweater swatch is going for the price of $32, and the Harold and Kumar weed is going for the price of $45. All right.
It's more expensive than legal weed.
Yeah.
Shit.
The next 3 here, all right, this is where it gets interesting. Is it the Lake Placid? Are y'all familiar with Lake Placid?
No.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it like Betty White. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lake Placid is a giant alligator monster movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That sounds like it'd be right up my alley.
Betty White's.
It's actually really good. Like, don't look at the other sequels. There's like 14 direct-to-video sequels. Just watch the first one.
It actually reminds me, I forgot to mention earlier that I do like Godzilla films as well.
The original one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, most of the original ones. The ones basically the Japanese ones.
Yeah.
You don't like the 1998 Godzilla?
It's not Godzilla.
Nobody likes that.
That's fucking Zilla. It's not Godzilla. There's no god about it. It's not Gojira.
All right. Is it the Lake Placid screen used gator prop? It is just a giant piece of alligator that they used on screen for whatever reason. Or is it the screen used Two-Face coin used in Batman Forever? Or is it the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D screen used chainsaw prop? Which one of these three are going for the highest price on eBay?
I'm going with the Two-Face coin.
The Lake Placid alligator prop.
Ooh, no points.
Wow.
You were looking for the chainsaw, going for the price of $19,999.99.
Jesus, for a prop. I could buy a real chainsaw.
But it was
for that
screen
price.
used. It was actually used in the movie.
I could buy like a lot of actual chainsaws for that price.
The Lake Placid screen used gator was going for the price of $5,000.
Wow.
And the coin was actually going for the price of $3,500.
Wow.
All right. And your last three here are, so Nick's got one. So Shelby, you needed this to at least tie here. Your last three are, is it Samuel L. Jackson's Pulp Fiction suit? The actual suit that Jules Verne wore in Pulp Fiction? Or is it Leonard Nimoy's Star Trek 4 used Spock ears?
Sorry, my fucking signal cut there. What did
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did I mess with these?
All right, so I'll read them again. The first three are, or the first of the three is the Samuel L. Jackson Pulp Fiction used Jules Verne suit.
Ooh.
Or is it the Leonard Nimoy Star Trek 4 used Spock ears? Or is it the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie screen used morpher used by the Blue Power Ranger? Which one of these three are going for the highest price on eBay?
Leonard Nimoy ears.
Nick?
I think Nick cut out as he was about to say what he was choosing.
Looks like Canada's having some tech. Wait a minute, don't you two live like 3 hours apart? Why are y'all having technical issues? What the hell?
Well, I mean, 3 hours apart is still a pretty good distance.
Yeah.
For all I know, he could be having thunderstorms over there. Is he back?
Which one was it? Yeah,
There
I'm
he
back
is.
now. Sorry.
Which one do you think it is?
The morpher.
The morpher. Oh, well, Nick, you win, but nobody gets
Damn.
any points.
Damn.
Because it was the Samuel L. Jackson Pulp Fiction suit going for the price. Get ready for this one. I hope you're sitting down. $200,000.
Jesus.
The Leonard Nimoy ears are actually going for the price of $13,500. And the screen used morpher is going for the price of $5,000.
See, I was thinking because like Trekkies are like a huge thing. I thought that maybe
that's why I threw it on there. I figured, that would make y'all think a little bit.
Yeah. The jacket does make sense though.
Yeah. So that was a special movie edition of It Came From eBay here. Again, those points do not affect your three-way dance wrestling podcast. It Came From eBay's horse. So now we're going to get into our review of the Warriors from 1979. But before we get to that, let's give a quick shout out to the great people over at MoviesAreUSA.biz, where if you cannot, for some reason, get your hands on a copy of the Warriors, well, head on over to MoviesAreUSA.biz, and I'm pretty sure the great people over there will slap one on a disc for you, DVD or Blu-ray. Get it for you for a great, reasonable price. And be sure to use our checkout code, three-way. The word order number doesn't matter which one you use, because either one is going to save you 50% on your purchase. And on top of all that, if that wasn't enough for you, you're going to get free first-class shipping. That also goes for international listeners as well. You're also going to get free first-class international shipping on top of using that coupon as well, that three-way coupon. And if you don't want to get the Warriors on Blu-ray or DVD from MoviesAreUSA.biz, over 3,500 titles to choose from. Everything from The Simpsons, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, Lucha Underground, Raw's War, SmackDown, you name it, they got it. You want Twisted Metal from Peacock, The Last of Us from HBO, they got it. You can shake a stick at it. They got it. So head on over to moviesarusa.biz today. Pick you up some movies and Blu-rays there. All right. All right. So usually this is where I take over and start reading the plot and everything, but this time, this is Shelby's movie this time. So I'm gonna pass it over to him, and I'll probably jump in every now and then with some thoughts. So Shelby, take it away.
And if it sucks, blame artists for letting me do this. I'm just gonna give a little
fair, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We all get to
right?
pick movies, brother.
I'm just going to give a little synopsis of the movie in case anybody's interested and wants to watch it before we start getting into the plot. But The Warriors is a movie about a street gang from 1979 trying to fight / bop, as they call it, their way back home from one end of New York to another through enemy territory after a big meeting of all the local gangs goes wrong. Loosely based on a book, this is director Walter Hill's third film. Hill also directed some episode of Tales from the Crypt as well as some other movies. The Warriors stars Michael Beck as Swan, James Raymar as Ajax, and
I know I was shocked. I was shocked when I saw James Raymar. I was like, really? James Raymar's in this? Nice.
Yeah, it's like one of his first roles, I suppose.
Yeah. He was only one of two people I actually knew who they were.
Yeah. There are a lot of people in this film that just like Michael Beck, he had other roles, but they were all in really shitty movies for the most part, which is funny because he kind of turns into the main character in the whole thing. And then Dorsey Wright doesn't really do a whole lot outside of this, I don't think, either. And it's interesting because I found out about the Warriors by playing the video game when it came out in 2005. And the first 2/3 of the video game takes place before this meeting, so it shows you how the Warriors came to be. And obviously Cleon is very heavily focused in that, as him and Vermin were the ones who created the Warriors out of another group called the Destroyers that also was a part of Coney Island. So it's showing how they became as big as they are, and the whole game focuses around then trying to get enough rep to join in on this meeting, with flashback missions showing how all the Warriors kind of joined the Warriors, so to speak. So it's pretty cool. If you're a gamer at all, it's not like it's just a beat 'em up. It's nothing special, but it's a lot of fun. It's hours of fun. My buddy and I fucking spent. I think we started playing at 8 o'clock one night and finished it at 8 o'clock the next morning. Just played all the way through straight when we were like 14. So there's a lot. And I
will say this movie did make me interested to play the game.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. And a couple of years ago, my buddy bought me a Warriors replica vest, and I think for Halloween this year, I'm going to go dressed as Cowboy, just because he seems to be the easiest to dress as, even though he's like my least favorite Warrior.
Are you going to do blackface?
Well, Cleon doesn't, or Cowboy doesn't do blackface, so no.
Well, he's black.
Cowboy isn't.
No, Cowboy.
Oh, I'm thinking the Indian. My bad. I'm thinking
Coach.
My bad.
Anyways, the movie opens with Cleon and the rest of the Warriors heading to the Bronx for a big meeting held by another gang leader named Cyrus, played by Roger Hill.
Oh yeah,
can you dig it?
Oh, hey, I want to mention I like all the different gangs I have: the pimps, the mimes, the Truth Commission.
I was about to get to this. I was about to get to that actually.
The baseball furies.
The Warriors discuss the meeting with each other. Some enamored by Cyrus, others upset that they are leaving themselves open by not bringing any weapons. Other gangs are shown also making their way to the meeting. Gangs such as the Boppers, the Hi-Hats,
the Mimes,
the Panzers,
the Truth Commission,
the Saracens,
Kai and Tai,
the Savage Huns.
We are the nation of domination.
The Electric Eliminators,
the Brood,
and the Moonrunners,
and the Main Street Posse.
That's how it felt like. I'm like, man, there's like the pimps, the mimes. Then I saw like a militia. And I was, what the fuck? The Truth Commission? Like, what the shit?
That might be part of why I like this movie so much. Is like, I feel like you can make a lot of comparatives to wrestling in this.
And then I saw like a group of Asians. I was like, oh great, Kai and Tai's in it, good too, great. They're like, it's the shit. All right.
Yeah, the Boppers are like the black group. The Hi-Hats are the mimes. The Panzers are the guys in the.
I'm sorry, but if I'm I don't care how many gangs are in New York City. If I'm walking down the street and fucking mimes show up, I'm just gonna laugh
until they kick your ass. The Saracens are mostly a white. The Saracens are mostly a white crew that wear like black wife beaters. The Savage Huns are the
skinheads.
No, there's that later too. That's not the. Okay. There's a different name for them. The Savage Huns are the Asian group. The Electric Eliminators wear like yellow jackets, and the Moonrunners wear fucking like silver jackets, I guess.
And there's a great line there, while they're all talking about shit. He's just like, man, there might be some good tail there. And he's like, what's the matter? You gone faggot?
Ajax in his like classic line. He used that line like 4 times throughout the movie.
I know there's another one coming up. He was like, what's the matter? You going faggot? I'm like, what? Who says it that way?
And just like his like overuse of the word wimps too. Ajax is easily my favorite character, even though by like today's standards, he would definitely be the villain in this.
Oh, definitely.
Because of the way that he like goes after women.
He's like, hey, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna go back and rape this girl. And they're like, okay, you have fun, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was a different time. And I mean, to be honest, right? These guys aren't really meant to be good guys necessarily.
Yeah.
They're meant to be maybe the better of like a bunch of fucking gangs, but that's not really. There's not really a baby face in this, if you really think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the meeting begins with supposedly 20,000 gang members, 9 from each gang in New York City. Cyrus takes the stage and the crowd quiets down as he asks them if they can count. And I've been saying this line driving all fucking week. It's so good. It's so good.
The guy playing Cyrus reminded me of Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, Keegan-Michael Key is in this, too.
There's actually an interesting fact coming up about Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
Cyrus proceeds to explain that if the gangs held up a general truce, then they could take over the city. Cyrus's speech ends when he is shot in the back by the leader of the Rogues.
And that escalated quickly.
Who's named Luther, played by David Patrick Kelly, who actually is probably...
I know who he is, too, so 3 people.
He's probably the most famous actor from this. He was in The Crow, he's in the John Wick series, he's in a bunch of other shit, too.
So this is like one of the first legit questions I have to you about this movie. Okay. Yeah, because I told Shelby that like I have fucking like questions about this movie. And that is like, you're telling me there was 9 people per gang represented. And fucking, as you just said, he shot Cyrus. All right. And chaos ensues. You're telling me out of like the fucking hundreds of people that are there, nobody saw him shoot him.
Yeah.
Except for the one guy later.
Yeah. That is quite interesting. But there were times back in the territory days in a wrestling show where something like that would happen. And like, did you watch the Junkyard Dog Dark Side?
No.
So he claims that at one point he was supposed to be blind when he was in Mid-South. And this guy comes up from behind him holding the biggest gun that he's ever fucking seen. And is like, don't worry, dog, I got you. And is like fucking pointing it at Michael Hayes. And Dog is the only one who fucking saw it. Until like the cops came in and fucking disrupted it. But there were a lot of people that were at that show that had no fucking clue. So I see what you're saying. And maybe there was one other person later as well. So there was 2 people for sure that saw Luther shoot Cyrus.
Yeah.
Fox, another member of the Warriors, was the only man to see Cyrus get shot, and just before Luther can shoot Fox, the lights come on and the police raid the area. Cleon goes down to check on Cyrus when he's accused of shooting Cyrus by the Rogues, who proceed to attack him, and after he dispatches 3 of them, Cyrus's gang, the Gramercy Riffs, beat down Cleon while the other warriors escape. The fact I have here is, according to executive producer Frank Marshall, a local gang member was supposed to play Cyrus.
I heard about this.
Yeah, but he didn't show up the day of shooting. According to Michael Beck, however, who plays Swan, Roger Hill always had or Roger Hill was always cast as Cyrus. I always get confused because Cyrus is played by Roger Hill and Walter Hill made the movie, but there's no fucking relation to either of them. So I always get the two names confused. But anyways, according to Michael Beck, Roger Hill was always supposed to play Cyrus. So who knows? It could be because I always heard that.
I heard that like some gang member was supposed to play Cyrus, and then the day he was supposed to shoot, nobody could find him.
Yeah. And there's this scene features almost exclusively gang members in the audience. Apparently, I can't remember if it was the local police department or the mayor or who, but somebody within the city said that if they wanted to do this, they had to have off-duty police officers in like street clothing also hanging out in the crowd.
For that stunt. So it would.
Yeah, in case something like fucking went awry, right?
Yeah.
So the Warriors regroup in a nearby graveyard and decide their only course of action is to head home to Coney Island. Ajax questions Swan's leadership and is quickly shut down as the Warriors make their way to the subway station. One of the best like photography and like cinematic things I think they did with this movie. Early on in the movie, the director of photography, Andrew Laszlo, insisted on having scenes in the beginning of the film where there was a sudden rainstorm, which allowed him to wet down the streets for the rest of the film to create really cool lighting effects that I think really helped with the film, rather than that like dry look.
And I wanted to go back to Cyrus. I wanted to say like he had like a great what am I looking for here? Cult leader vibe. But after that speech, if you don't want to fucking follow that dude into fucking battle, then like, why am I hanging out with you?
He's a natural promo. He's a natural promo. He would fit right up there with
not even just the can you dig it, but just the way he sold that, like fucking we outnumber the cops. We could own this city. Like fuck, like after that speech, how do you not just like fuck yeah, let's go, Cyrus, let's roll.
He knows how to enunciate and how to properly place his words together to have people follow it. Just his look alone, he doesn't look like a guy who's violent. He looks like a very intelligent, kind of laid back kind of dude. And it's funny, if you play the game, throughout the first 2/3 of the game, there are a couple scenes thrown in where him and Masai, which is his right-hand man, are talking about the meeting, and he tells Masai, think about the possibilities, the power, the money and all that. And really, like, he is just as bad as the rest of these people, but he is a lot smarter than a lot of them, and he's able to convince all these groups of coming here and joining this meeting. So it's pretty interesting the way that his character is produced.
I also like the Riffs leader. I think the Riffs leader actor was pretty good too.
Oh, he's a psychopath. Yeah. And he's not done as well in the video game. He's made to sound a lot more whiny than in the movie. But in the movie, like, he just comes off as a fucking psychopath, like drug addict kind of thing.
Yeah, I like him.
He just enjoys chaos. Masai, played by Dennis Gregory, who I've never fucking heard of, the second in command of the Riffs, asks his fellow gang members if they know who the Warriors are and says that he wants them and to send the word. Next, the radio DJ, played by Lynn Thigpen, I believe it is.
The third one I know in this movie.
Yeah. Who also stars as the chief from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Yep.
Comes on the radio.
The judge in anger management, too.
Right. Comes on the radio to play a song from the Riffs dedicated to the Warriors, which is Nowhere to Run, which was covered for this film by, I kind of lost his first name when I was editing, I guess. I have his last name, McCullough. He covered it from, there was like a couple girls that did it originally.
Martha and the Vandellas did it.
There you go. There's the music guy. The song plays as we see other gangs prepping to take out the Warriors gangs. Gangs such as the Punks, the Turnbull ACs, the Van Cortlandt Rangers, and the Baseball Furies. And a couple of the other ones are thrown in there from earlier.
Fucking basic. That's another gang that I'm just like, did they really properly think this one through? Like, all right, we're going to wear pinstripes and fucking face paint. Let's roll.
I don't want to like get too far ahead, but the scene where they come out of the fucking train station and they're all standing like 6 feet apart swinging baseball bats, would that not scare the shit out of you?
It would, but I'm just saying, like, some of their looks, I'm just like, did y'all think about this? Like, there's one gang later, I'm going to mention their look, and I'm just like, okay.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You probably do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors, while waiting for a train to arrive, run into the Turnbull Seas, who chase them.
Oh my God! No, hold on. They fucking see that bus.
Yeah.
And they're looking at first. They're looking at the bus moving at them. The bus comes and they're like, "Oh fuck, they're after us." Then they fucking move. Okay.
I think it was just like a moment of them being like, "Oh fuck, what do we do?"
And then here's the thing. Okay, so the bus is like, "Oh, that's them," and then they fucking run. And why the fuck did they run in front of the bus?
They were trying to get to the train. The subway was there.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. See, I figured you'd say that. Okay, when they're running in front of the bus, which for some reason they outran the bus, which I'm gonna put that one to the side. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah.
But they outrun the bus. When they get to like whatever train they're getting to, they veer off to the right to run up the stairs to the train. So why can they just book it across the street, run along the side up to the stairs to the train?
You're asking why they didn't run down the sidewalk, basically.
Essentially.
Okay, I get you. It probably would have been a little bit more smart, but I guess in that moment you're like, just get the fuck going. I don't know. I can't explain that one.
And on top of all that, they didn't pay the toll.
They didn't pay They don't pay any tolls throughout this whole fucking movie.
No, there was a gang at the beginning that paid the toll.
Oh, on the way. Yeah.
Maybe they have like transfer passes.
Yeah, transfer passes doesn't allow you to just jump over the bar.
You still kind of gotta like swipe them or something.
I suppose.
The Warriors narrowly escape as they celebrate. Swan reminds them that their journey is not over yet. The train stopped.
On the train, I was just like, "This is too easy."
Yeah, you know,
it's like something's gonna happen. This is way too easy.
Yeah, especially you're only like fucking 16 minutes in at this point. The train stops due to a fire, and the Warriors are forced to get off.
Wait. There was a part you missed. The rogues. They show up at like a newspaper stand.
Yeah,
and they just take candy bars and shit. And the girl's like, "Aren't you gonna pay me?" He's like, "For what?" I was like, "I gotta give that girl credit. She even asked for the money."
Yeah, I don't know if I would have.
Yeah, she was just like, "You gonna pay me?" And they're like, "For what?" And they fuck off. And I was just like, "See, if that were me, I wouldn't have said a fucking word."
There's a couple of scenes where he's talking to somebody on the phone that's never explained who he's talking to, but he's getting updates on like what's going on with the Warriors. And every time he gets an update of them getting past another gang, he like gleefully gets off the phone and is like, "Oh my God, they made it past another one. We still have a chance." He's just a fucking psychopath. He's so well done. Nick, were you gonna say something?
Maybe it's the DJ.
I don't think it's.
She seems to always know.
She does, and she's getting the information from the riffs, I assume, because
maybe he's talking to the right-hand man of the riffs.
Oh,
I don't think so.
The one that keeps reporting back.
Considering what happens later, I don't think so. I'd find that hard to believe. But anyways.
Yeah, okay.
The train stops due to a fire, and the Warriors are forced to get off when they run into the orphans and their leader, Sully.
This is one of the parts that made me laugh.
His fucking eye, or just how they're dressed, or what was it?
No, they try and act all tough because the orphans were like, they weren't invited to the meeting.
Yeah.
Fucking 4,000 gangs are fucking invited, but this one wasn't.
This one, no.
And then there's like 25 of them and 8 of these guys, and then essentially they were just like, "Go ahead, do something," and then they just peace off.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just fucking bounce.
They're Fox describes them as not even being on the map, basically. Yeah. They're just a nothing gang. And they're in green and blue, and their leader's got a fucking lazy eye, and they all look just unkempt. One of them's like a fat guy. It's just not exactly.
Orphans fingers and they all just book it into the house, and that just fucking cracked me up.
Yeah. Sully is about to let them through when his girlfriend, Mercy, fires Sully up into threatening the Warriors, who then tells Sully to fuck himself as they walk off.
That's when he bounces, when he's like, "Fuck off," and he's like, "We're out of here."
Yeah. Mercy begins to follow them. The Warriors jump her from behind.
Yeah.
And things get a little tense as the Earth go back.
This is where I start having an issue with this movie, because I'm just like, that girl was like, "Go ahead, fucking man up. Be a man to him." I can understand that part.
Okay.
And then once she's just like, you know what? I'm going to follow these guys and see what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Well, she was clucking like a chicken, so.
Yeah, she was sick of the orphans because they're sick of Sully anyways, because she didn't think that they were a tough enough gang and she wanted to hang out with a tougher gang. So when the Warriors basically told them to fuck off and didn't take off their colors like Sully suggested or asked, that's when she was like, these are the guys I need to hang out with. And then Ajax tries to rape her, basically. The Warriors jump from behind. Things get a little tense. Orphans show back up. The Warriors dispatch the orphans quickly with a Molotov cocktail and run back to the train with Mercy. Once they get back to the train, Vermin remarks on why they were running in the first place.
I'm like, why are they bringing the girl? Why is she here?
Yeah.
I guess it was just like grab her in the moment. And that'll come up a little bit later as to why I think she was kind of in the film. An interesting note from the game. The Warriors started as a small-time crew who were trying to bop their way through the ranks to get invited to Cyrus' meeting. At one point, the orphans send out on the radio that they bopped the Warriors, which ignites a fire in the younger New Blood Warriors, which aren't featured in this film. Cleon and Verbin then take the Young Bloods to orphan territory where they bop their way through to Sully's house. Mercy makes her way out and mentions that Sully is working on his car down by the garage and that he cares more about that car than her, and she doesn't like it. Sully locks himself behind a fence as the Warriors proceed to wreck his car. Sully then scampers off crying about how that car was his life. So it just adds more to how much of a loser Sully is.
This is the video game?
Yeah, that's from the video game. It's actually a really fun mission. This is where I added in Luther being shown a couple times on the phone, talking to somebody, getting information. And he generally just seems excited when he finds out that the Warriors made it through another gang's territory. For whatever reason, instead of trying to find them, he seems to just be waiting until they make it to the end. But I guess he kind of was trying to find them. Anyways, the Warriors are waiting inside a subway station when they get confronted by multiple cops. Fox leads Mercy down a set of stairs and is tackled by a cop who throws him into an oncoming train.
I did not see that coming. My jaw actually opened when that happened. I was like,
and I'll get to that. Rembrandt, Cochise, and Vermin escape to another train while Swan, Cowboy, Snow, and Ajax make it to the surface and are then confronted by the baseball Furies who give chase. I couldn't actually find this fact anywhere, but I know it's true. Fox was originally supposed to be the love interest for Mercy.
Yeah.
And the actor himself had a falling out with the director.
Yeah, the story is that apparently the guy playing him, Thomas White, or Wait, he thought he was supposed to be the star of the movie.
Yeah.
So when he was sharing a trailer with the other actors, he was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
So he kept telling his agent, hey, I want my own trailer. I want my own trailer. And then finally, the director, Walter Hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, you know what? I can't take this shit anymore. So he told the stunt coordinator to dress up as him. He was like, figure out a stunt to kill him. I don't care how you do it, but do it.
Yeah.
And
that's
because I found it weird at first, because after I watched the movie, I went and read about everything there is about this movie, and I was like, what? I find it weird how nobody mentions him after this fucking scene.
They mention him one other time.
Yeah.
Mercy tells Swan what happened to Fox.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
Cops got him.
Yeah, cops got him. That's all she
says. Cops.
Okay.
And it's probably because they filmed that before they filmed that fucking scene or something. Who knows?
Yeah. And I will say, all them running around and shit like that, they have good cardio. You got to give them that.
They were put through some rigorous fucking shit because all the filming was done at night. And they did most of their own stunts for the most part. Some of the more dangerous ones, like the guy who played Cyrus didn't do the one where he fell off the tower. That was actually the stunt coordinator who did that or something like that. But they did their own stunts and their own fight scenes. And actually something about the fight scenes is coming up. But apparently he regretted his attitude on this because I think he was supposed to have a much bigger part. I mean, he was up until this point, he was always shown if they were running, holding Mercy's hand, other than Swan and his couple of fucking remarks towards her. She was always right next to Fox. So I think he was supposed to be a little bit bigger in this, and then he just ended up being a little bitchy about it. So Swan, Snow, Cowboy, and Ajax being chased by the Baseball Furies. Swan and Snow split off the path from Cowboy and Ajax, the latter of which decides he is sick of running from these wimps and turns around to fight, uttering the line, "I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle," which is like probably my favorite line from the entire movie. That's the one I always fucking say. The Warriors then fight the Furies. They take a couple beatings. Cowboy is kind of fucking useless in this fight. He doesn't really do a lot. Ajax and Swan do a lot more. And the Warriors take down the Furies and move on. During this scene, Michael Beck actually broke one of the stunt actor's ribs. Michael didn't know about it till 30 years later at like a reunion. This stunt actor or whoever it was told him about it.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty fucking crazy. Also, one of my favorite fight scenes in the movie.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was a pretty good fight scene.
It was. You know what? It used to be my favorite, but there's one coming up that like I kind of forgot how fucking good it was, so I think it's my favorite now. Vermin, Cochise, and Rembrandt arrive at another train station and run into an all-female gang called the Lizzies.
Oh wait, okay, you skipped it. Ajax getting caught by the police.
That's later.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was coming up here. Okay.
No, it happens after this.
Keep going.
Vermin and Cochise seem distracted by the women, where Rembrandt is a little more worried about the other warriors, and they walk off. Swan, Ajax, Snow, and Cowboy come across a woman on a park bench. Ajax decides to go back and talk to her, calling the other guys faggots for trying to stop him.
Yeah, he's going faggot again.
As he makes his advance on the woman, it turns out she's an undercover cop, and he is arrested.
And the first time ever, I think, a rape... Listen, if any girl has ever been raped, listen, that's a terrible fucking thing to go through. But this has to be the first time ever a fucking rape whistle actually worked.
Well, this was an entrapment, so it's a little bit different too, right?
But fuck, you use a whistle to call a car.
Yeah, because they were probably nearby.
Yeah, whatever.
Waiting for it, right? Like, this was an entrapment. They planned on catching somebody doing this. And this was one of my most favorite facts of the whole thing, actually. During James Raymar's audition for the role of Ajax,
I heard about this.
Act out this scene, he proceeded to lift a gigantic oak table off the ground, which impressed Roger Hill so much that he cast him on the spot. That dude was fucking strong. Fucking hell. Back at the train station, Swan finds Mercy, now in a blue jacket that she stole because the cops were looking for someone in a blue top.
When she showed up, I had two questions. I'm like, why the fuck is she here? And then the other one was just, I was starting to write down, where did she get this coat? And then the movie was just, he was like, where'd you get the coat? She was like, stole it. And I was like, oh, okay. Movie answered it for me. Okay, good.
There's actually more on that coat, too.
Yeah, I know why, yeah.
They run into a couple of cops and run down the tracks right in front of a moving train.
That's the other thing. Why do they keep running in front of shit?
Okay. I get it here. Only because they're trying to get away from the cops. But I would never do that. Your chances of beating that train, and that train was going. Like, it wasn't slowing down. Maybe they found a little concave to go into.
Full of, like, Klan members and shit. Now they run in front of a fucking subway train. What are they? Are they begging to die?
You say Klan members, but they're actually black members in the
whatever. Still,
they were skinheads.
During the earlier subway scuffle with Mercy, Fox and the cop, the actor playing Fox held Mercy's arm, which knocked her to the ground, breaking her arm in the process.
Yeah.
Roger Hill decided to throw the jacket on top of her to cover up the cast, which is just unfortunate. But I mean, they worked it in that it like kind of made sense, so it is what it is. Vermin, Cochise, and Rembrandt arrive at the Lizzie's apartment. The Lizzie's
once they walked into that apartment, I'm like, what the fuck are these girls up to? I knew something was in the fucking air.
I mean, they're definitely not lesbians. The Lizzies insist they party, and Vermin and Cochise let loose, making out with girls while Rembrandt surveys the scene, seeming a little on edge. Back with Swan and Mercy. Mercy is complaining about walking. This is like my least favorite scene of the movie. It did have a good fucking line in it, though. Swan accuses Mercy of being a whore, asking why she doesn't walk around with a mattress tied to her back.
And I'm like, yeah, so she sees one gang that's tough, and all of a sudden she doesn't want to be a whore anymore.
Mercy says she doesn't want a normal life and says
Why is
she's
she
trying
here?
to make the best of the life she has left. After they kiss, Swan pulls away and says she's just another one of the bad things that is happening tonight and tells her to go back where she came from as he walks off. And she's probably going to be back.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Why? Like this movie could work the same without this character.
At this point, where is she going to go, though? She's probably not going to go back
to the orphans. Go back.
I don't think she's going to go back.
I just think the movie could have worked without it. Like, after, like, in a perfect world, like, after, you know, like, hey, orphan, whatever that guy's name, the orphan guy.
Sully.
Like, yeah, that's it. Like, fucking man up.
Yeah.
Fuck off. And it's just like, fine, we're leaving. Like, fuck, if we never saw her again, the movie still could have worked.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. I still think that she does have some good scenes, though. Back at the party, the girls are making out with Vermin and Cochise when they admit to knowing who the warriors are and how they shot Cyrus.
I know. I was looking at the one guy. I'm just like, why is he not trying to make it with any girl? Is he gay? Is he faggot?
No. Is he faggot? I mean, he's kind of like one of the more wimpy warriors, and he's also like able to see through what's going on here. Is like, we need to fucking get home, guys.
And then, like, I knew it. I knew something. I wrote down, I knew something was up. And then this is where I laughed my fucking ass off because they ran through the fucking door.
Oh, they fucking busted that door right the fuck down.
I laughed so fucking hard at that. I laughed more than I think I should have. You know, because like it wasn't like they just like broke it and got through. They went through it like a fucking. I'm surprised like the body imprint, like a cartoon character, wasn't in it.
It was like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the slow-mo shot of like Cochise busting through the door though, and then fucking them firing off one last shot and Berman like just crouching to get away from it.
I'm just surprised like their body imprint like a fucking cartoon character, wasn't it? Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit when Roger goes through the fucking window and his imprint's there. Like, I'm surprised it wasn't that. Like, that's how hard they went through this door. Laughed my fucking ass off at that. Oh my god. Right.
The Lizzie's jumped the warriors, who narrowly escape busting through a locked door. Rembrandt and the rest of the warriors come to an alleyway, and Rembrandt comes to the realization that the entire city thinks they shot Cyrus, and they head back to the subway. Back at the subway, Swan is walking alone, being followed by a member of the punks.
Wearing rollerblades.
Yeah.
No, not just rollerblades, but fucking overalls too. At least with like the mime gang, you could be like, wow, like somebody could be like, wow, the clown thing's kind of creepy. But like, fucking, you want me to be scared of fucking roller skates and overalls?
Well, they're called the punks, and they wear overalls. I don't think that's very punky. I don't know. Maybe
Neither
it is.
Roller skates.
Neither is roller skates.
The fuck they wear.
Mercy finds Swan and let him know he's being followed, and he tells her he already knows, and now they know too. The other warriors walk into the scene, and Swan points at a bathroom as they all go in. The punks follow.
Oh, yeah. She's like, that's the men's room. I can't go in there. I'm like, really? That's your fucking concern right now?
Yeah. Sure. You've probably been in a lot of men's rooms, Mercy. Let's not even fucking pretend. After a brutal and long fight in a bathroom, Swan ends it by giving a back body drop to one of the punks.
I will say the bathroom brawl was good too.
Oh, there's so many like wrestling kind of hints at it too, with just some of the moves that they do. Fucking Vermin getting thrown at the fucking at the mirror, and the one punk guy fucking running into the wall after getting punched in the face.
Oh yeah, the Shawn Michaels self.
Yeah. This is fucking brilliant. The bathroom scene is the only scene in the entire film that was filmed on a studio set.
Yep.
And the actor who played the rollerblading punk was asked when auditioning for the film if he knew how to rollerblade. He lied and said he did, and for the next 9 months learned how to rollerblade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, wanted that part so bad.
I suppose.
The gang is back on the subway, tired and beat up, remarking on Cyrus and his ideas, when two couples board the train. They awkwardly stare at Swan and Mercy. Mercy tries to brush her hair back, and Swan pushes her arm down. The couple exit at the next stop, dropping a brooch.
Those two couples are sitting there laughing, having a good time. They take one look at that fucking chick and that dude, and they're just like,
Yeah, the whole like tone just changes.
Yeah, they're just rough looking and beat up, and
this is like kind of
swats
like
her hand away, and they're just like, we should get off at the next stop.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They're like, we're out of here, man.
Yeah. This
I don't know why these two want to be together so bad. These two have like fucking domestic violence written all over them.
Oh yeah. This actually is one of my favorite scenes with Mercy though. Like just she's trying to pretty herself up for the people that just got on the bus, and Swan's like, no, don't fucking do it for them. You know what I mean? Like he's just kind of saying to her, don't fucking give them that, right? Sun is coming up as the Warriors get off the train at Coney Island. Swan gives the brooch to Mercy, and the two decide that maybe they should take a trip together because they both love traveling.
Oh, good.
Throughout the filming of this entire movie, the cast had problems with local gangs. One specific... Yeah, one moment, the Turnbulls went into like some burger restaurant. There was like some fucking issue that happened there while they were in there. But nothing was like the gang on Coney Island known as the Homicides. The film crew took extra caution when going through Coney Island to not have the Warriors wearing their jackets any more than they needed to. Because that fucking gang was like absolutely fucking pissed that they were there.
Oh.
The gang are then followed by the hearse that the orphans have been driving. They stop beneath a boardwalk platform and get ready for a fight. The rogues stalk, and Luther utters the iconic threatening chant, "Warriors, come out to play." Fucking great line. Swan tells the Warriors he wants to finish this on the sand, and the Warriors head to the beach.
Which, you know, he tried keeping the girl there, Mercy. He was like, all right, you stay here. And she's like, no, I can take care of myself. I proved myself. I'm like, have you?
Yeah, you haven't done anything.
Yeah, what have you done?
Why are you even here?
Oh, and during, like, if you play the game, it plays out the whole, like, movie, basically, at the end of it. And when you get to the fight with the punks, she's, like, in there. So you're in this enclosed space, and they keep fucking grabbing her, and if they manage to kill her, it's the end of the fucking, like, you lose, and then you gotta start the fight all over again. It's the most frustrating thing, having, like, a fucking NPC that you gotta, like, take care of in a game that's useless. Ugh. During the filming of the come out and play scene, the material that David Patrick Kelly was given wasn't working, so Walter Hill told David to improvise. Using the inspiration of a bully that lived down his street, he came up with the iconic chant. Swan asks Luther why he shot Cyrus, and Luther said...
Okay, yeah, there's another question I have.
Okay.
So, they've been running from everybody all night. About 75% of the night, they're just like, why are we even fucking running from everybody? They figure out that they just figure out that, like, oh, people think that we killed Cyrus. Then all of a sudden on the beach, he looks that kid dead in the eye and says, I know you killed Cyrus. How does he know that?
Yeah.
I don't remember Fox ever telling him. And Fox was the only one that saw him. There is another scene earlier that I forgot to mention, where the Riffs bring in a guy who says he saw who shot Cyrus to Masai, and then that's the end of the scene. There's no way that they would have contacted him either. I always kind of thought that was strange. Again, I don't know if it's like maybe part of them killing off Fox too early and not really having a way to fucking rewrite that so that they knew. That's the only explanation I can really give.
I don't know, I just find it weird how all of a sudden he's like, why'd you kill Cyrus? And I'm like, how the fuck did you even know?
Yeah. Because obviously they know that, like, everybody thinks they did, but
yeah,
he never said to them, I'm the one who killed Cyrus.
Exactly.
Right? So, Swan suggests the two of them finish this one-on-one, and Luther pulls out his gun, but just as he fires, Swan throws a switchblade at Luther, who falls to the ground crying.
He bitched up real quick.
The wrist.
Wow. He did, and there's no way that you would make this shot. Let's be honest. Fucking Swan, they were like point blank. Swan would have been fucking dead. And if he like moved out of the way to throw the switchblade, I'm pretty sure one of the Warriors standing behind him would have been fucking dead. Yeah. But movie magic. The Gramercy
I just love how he bitched up real quick, like ah.
Yeah. He's not a big man when he doesn't have his gun.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. The Gramercy Riffs appear. Swan asks Masai if he is looking for them. Masai says, we found what we're looking for, and stares down at Luther, who begs off. Masai says the Warriors are good and tells Swan to leave. The rest of
I like how they clear a path. They're like, the Warriors are okay. He clears a path, but not once they say, hey, sorry, we killed your friend. Sorry about that. Fucking.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's never stated that they did kill them. No. But you would think if they had him captive or knew where he was, they would have brought him with them. So they probably did kill him.
Yeah.
It's basically implied. That
like, hey, sorry, we killed your leader. Sorry about that. We'll take care of this guy, though.
Tell Swan to leave. The Rifts clear a path for the Warriors to leave. Then the Rifts close in on the Rogues as Luther screams. The DJ comes back on the air saying that the earlier reports were wrong. All wrong. And apologizes to the Warriors, saying all she can do is play them a song. The song in the City by Joe Walsh plays as the Warriors walk along the beach. The movie ends.
All right, so Shelby bet that I didn't like this movie, and like while I do have fucking many questions about their fucking actions and why this whore is here and shit like that, I will say I didn't hate it.
Right.
Is it going to be something that I'm going to be like, oh fuck, man, I'm bored, I need something to watch, let me pop in the Warriors? Probably not. Do I want to watch the director's version on DVD? Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But
it doesn't add that much, to be fair.
Yeah, but do I hate it? No. Is it like not going to be in my top 10 favorite movies? But was it entertaining? Yeah, it was entertaining. You know, if I were like Siskel and Ebert, if I were Siskel and Eberting this, it gets a thumbs up for me.
I can dig that.
Yeah. Nick? I knew the basics of the movie, but then I watched it and I'm like, so it's gang warfare throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
And everybody's gang. I don't know. It's kind of a far-fetched plot to me, but I was entertained. The music was good.
Yeah.
I liked Lynn Thigpen in there. She was good.
Mm-hmm.
The end scene with the riffs, like the main guy of the riffs, like he like acted that well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't hate it. I mean, I don't know that I would go out of my way to watch it again. If it was on TV and I'm like, there's nothing else on, I'd put it on.
Yeah.
I will say, like, and this is gonna make sense. Like when 8 Mile with Eminem came out, all right, this is gonna make sense. Trust me. But when that came out, you're watching it, and you're building up to that fucking moment at the end where he's gonna battle Papa Doc and shit like that. And you're like, oh fuck, man, this is gonna be fucking epic and shit. And then at the end, Papa Doc just chokes, and then boom, movie's over. You're like, what the fuck was that, man? That's how I kind of felt with the ending of this. It's just like, oh fuck, here they are, rogues, warriors on the beach, man, fucking game on. And then like stabbing the wrist. The Riffs are like, we got this, and it's like, okay,
anticlimactic.
Cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like with this.
And then going off into the day by way of the beach. They just ran for their lives the whole night.
They're on Coney Island. They're home, right? Yeah.
Okay, fine, but walking into the beach.
Would you want to walk into like a fucking heroin store or something like that?
No, but the beach. Come on, I wanted to see fucking Swan and Mercy just decide they're fucking off on their trip and shit.
No, I don't know. That character did not need to be in this movie. Every time I saw her after her initial fucking showing up, I'm just like, why are you still here?
At least she didn't cluck like a chicken again.
I just have, oh god, that character was just annoying the piss out of me. Not because it's a bad character or anything. The character itself was fine. I just had no idea why the fuck she was still here. Like fucking one of their buddies tries to rape her in the beginning, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll still hang out with him. We're cool."
Yeah.
Because like hypothetically, she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna hang out with Swan here. Ajax will eventually get out of fucking jail eventually, so he's obviously gonna come back to the gang. So he's gonna be hanging around. So like, what's to stop him from trying to rape her again?"
I don't think she minded, and I hate to say that, but I don't think she would have minded if he actually did it. I think she was into that shit. Because she is a little fucked up, right? And then as for what you were saying about 8 Mile, I forgot about that movie and I forgot how that ended. I actually kind of like that though. And I like it for the same reason here is like, it's not quite what you're expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, you know, when I first saw 8 Mile, they kept building this moment up, like, oh man, fucking B Rabbit versus Papa Doc, oh, this is gonna be dope and shit, and then you get to that moment and it's just, you know, it's just over and shit, you know, so so that's what sorry, that wasn't the bell for here. Shelby's having some technical issues right now. So
it was me having issues.
Do what?
I panicked. I thought it was me having issues, and I panicked.
No. Shelby just messages us that he's having technical issues right now. But yeah,
I see that.
And that's how I felt like with the Warriors. I was just like, all right, here it goes, man. They're gonna have a beach battle and shit, man. Here we go, and then, boom, it was over.
Yeah, Luther takes the blade through the wrist, and then it's just like, don't worry, we've got this. Let's them go with no, like, just like I don't. that part of it, I was just.
So we know, since Shelby's recovering from, you know, his technical issue right now, we know this is like one of his favorite movies of all time. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Nick, what would you give the Warriors here from 1979?
7.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling the 7 too. Because like I said, it was entertaining. There were some parts that actually did legitimately entertain me and fucking make me laugh out loud. But like I said, there are a lot of questions I had with this movie. Like, why do y'all keep running in front of shit? You know, buses and fucking subway trains and shit like that. All this shit. And my problems with the Mercy character and such like that. But overall, I mean, it was pretty good. You know, like you said, I'm not gonna
electricity.
Yeah. You said, I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, holy fuck, I gotta watch this again. You know, am I curious about the video game? A little bit. But yeah, probably not something I'm gonna watch like continuously again.
No.
But, yeah. So that was our review of the Warriors. Unfortunately, Shelby couldn't be here for the outro. But next, I don't know what we're doing next week, but the week after we will be doing All In.
We should do the original All In next week. The one that started it all.
Yeah, we'll run that by Shelby, see if he wants to do that. So there's the bell, so that signifies the end of the three-way dance here, or in this case, three-way dance goes to the movies. Unfortunately, Shelby's having some issues right now, so he couldn't be here for the ending. That's why he just suddenly cut off there. But yeah, next week we might do a classic pay-per-view review, maybe the original All In, as Nick suggested. Or if we don't do that, you'll see it when, you know, you'll see it, you know. So for Nick and Shelby, I am the ArtistVersion1, and remember, be breezy.